Hello, everyone, and welcome to our very first recorded Braze interview. My name's Rannan Chernoff, and today we have Down the Lees from our very own Kelowna. How are you guys doing today?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. Yeah, it's pretty sick to have you guys here. It feels really special.
I really appreciate it to be
thanks for having
the
us.
first band to do this. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Truly. So I guess I just want to get right into it. Like, y'all did your live recorded album on February 8th at the Rotary Center for the Arts. How was that?
Ooh. That's how it was. That was a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
It was great because it took a very long time to put together because it was, a live album, but also videos and visuals and everything that we've been envisioning as this band to be. So it took a long time to get there. So to finally put it on stage and put it out there and to be received so well, I think it went well.
Yeah, it was good. It felt really good. Audience was totally into it, and little bit of nerves at the start, I think.
A little nerves, but that happens.
Yeah.
Because we put, like Laura said, we put so much into it. Like, did a whole bunch of prep for all the video stuff earlier. So
We just wanted to make sure everything worked together because everything was synced, and so there was an added pressure of making sure it all kind of worked together. But it was great. It felt good to be on a good stage.
and pull it off.
And pull it off. Yeah.
and not fall flat on
That's
our
the whole
faces.
thing.
Yeah.
Pulling it
Yeah,
off.
no, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah. Cool. Before I go into my next question, I actually should have done this first. Can I get each one of your names individually?
My name's Andy. I'm the drummer.
Cool.
My name's Laura. I'm the singer and guitar player.
I'm Chris. I'm the bass player.
Right on. Cool. Next, what do you think was important about recording the album live? Because in our emails, you were saying how you felt like it was really important for everybody to feel like they were connected to the narrative experience. Could you talk about that?
Yeah. So there's a few reasons why I felt it was important for us to film this. One of it is promo and getting it out to festivals and venues that this is what you can expect from us. Maybe not to such a level, because I don't know if we're going to be able to do that every place, of what to expect, what kind of energy we bring. But the songs also, from my point of view, because this has been my project for a very long time, my narrative is really steeped in politics, like climate change, homophobia, racism, ageism, anything kind of isms in the world. And I wanted to not only rock it out, but also in a way that makes people feel less alone, because they're feeling like there's lots of stuff going on in the world right now.
Yeah, especially right now.
Right now, it's fucking crazy. So I wanted to kind of go, hey, this is all going on, and you guys are okay, and we're okay, and let's communicate to each other and in real life. I feel that's also what we're missing. We're not having the real life conversations that we were having. It's all rants and raves online, and I wanted to kind of bring back the community feel of what it's like to be at a show, because there's nothing like being at a show, and I wanted to to bring all that together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's good to showcase us as a band too, like just our chemistry, and not just a recorded version where I do my part, she does her part, and it's like just show what we are for real,
Mm-hmm.
So that was good.
Yeah, I feel like it's so important to have to show how each one kind of works together to collaborate and make something special, because it's really everybody coming together to do that.
And because we were really prepared for it, we did do a lot of work. We practiced a lot. We got everything down, and so it was kind of like the old school way of recording, where you record everything live, one take. You have to pull that off live, and we did it.
And there's an added anxiety and added tension to the music when you record it that way.
Totally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which I love. I love anxiety in music. I love the beauty in the noise. I love the dynamic of that. So this was a perfect way for us to record it.
I'm totally on you with that. Like, I love listening to something. It just makes me feel a certain, like, like, it kind of, like, brings me out of, like, my safe bubble. Like, okay, there's something, there's things going
it's
on.
making me feel something,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, it's not so mid.
Yeah.
I don't know, speaking Gen Z or whatever, but it's not so mid.
So true. So you lived in Belgium for a while. What was it like to be, like, involved in the punk and hardcore scene while you were there?
Life-changing, really. Just for context, this project Down the Lees has been my project since 2006, and it was just a recording project for me, and I would just release albums just recording stuff. And then I moved to Belgium in 2015, and I wasn't playing live. Like, I wasn't doing anything live. Was doing other bands and playing live with other bands, not with Down the Lees. But then I moved to Belgium, and I moved right down the street from a place called Kinky Star, and it was or is like the youth house, what they call youth houses, that have music 5 times a week. And a lot of it is like noise rock, post-punk, punk, like just so many things that I loved. And so I would go see shows all the time. And I went, fuck, I want to do this. I want to play music again. I want to play live again. And so they inspired me to get out there. And they're very welcoming to immigrants, because I'm an immigrant, foreigner, and because they also like speaking English. So it's cool to speak English to the English-speaking people. So they really welcomed me with open arms, and I met lots of people, and I would go to lots of shows. It's a really, really supportive and amazingly talented scene out there, for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
How do you think punk rock and hardcore is kind of like different and similar compared to like the Okanagan and that experience in Belgium?
How is it similar?
Yeah. How, like, what is different about it and what is similar about it?
I'd say what's different is the acceptance and support is different out there than it is here, and the sheer quantity of that kind of music out there as opposed to out here.
What do you mean by the support?
It's probably just a population thing, partly. I mean, I'm sure it's a cultural thing. I can't say. I wasn't there.
I don't know.
She picked us up when she came to Kelowna. So just to be clear about that.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. I've never been to Belgium.
Yeah, no, like for instance, in Ghent, it's the same population as Kelowna.
Mm.
So even though it's a small country of like 11 million people, or maybe even 12 now, the culture scene is really supported there quite a bit, because they're actually a lot of their tax dollars, like I know my paycheck and everyone else's paycheck, 55% of your paycheck is taxes, because it goes right back into the system. Yeah. So I know for me, I was getting paid to be an artist. The bars would be, they have subsidies from the government to pay the artists, so they don't actually charge you at the door. So people would go out to shows. You didn't have to pay. Of course, there was paying shows that are kind of bigger, but the youth houses or whatever, you wouldn't be paying to go, but the artists would still get paid.
The artists were taken care of.
The artists were taken care of, and so it just kind of built a scene, and people were just being respected for their art a little bit more. And I think that's what we're missing. We don't have the funding for arts at all. It's really, really hard to get any kind of grants or get paid as an artist in Canada or America. But in Europe, it's different. It's different.
Mm-hmm. It feels like you have to prove that you can make money as opposed to just getting art.
You have to
there.
prove you're a capitalist before you're an artist.
Mm-hmm. A little off topic here, but what is a youth house? I don't know what that is.
So a youth house is basically a venue that welcomes youth. You can to go to shows, and they also have, you can drink there because the drinking age is young or whatever.
13?
13, 11 or 10 or something. No, not that young. But also they have programs, like mentoring programs. You can go and you can learn how to run a board, or you can do a DIY magazine shop, or it's just like a youth house for youth to go and kind of feel seen and learn things. I felt like we had that version of a youth house with BBDBs in Vernon, and we lost that.
I'm also thinking about like local losers.
And local losers, exactly.
Right.
That's what they call a youth house in Belgium.
Damn. Sounds like we need something like that here.
We need it so much.
Absolutely.
Well, that was great. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
So what is like post noise rock? You guys describe yourself as post noise rock.
Do you want to go? Do you want to go there, or is it because I say that? Do you want to take it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's like that kind of, like you were saying, that noise versus beauty dynamic that isn't afraid of like dissonant chords or, you know, noise over top of the melody.
I think
I don't know. Some bands. What would you call noise rock? I mean, it would probably be like Sonic Youth.
Sonic Youth
would be one.
Unwound is one.
Unwound.
I think I just put post noise rock because post rock has a different connotation. It's like Godspeed You Black Emperor, it's Mogwai, it's like instrumental and beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have like noise rock and what do you call it? Is it new rock? Anyways, noise rock, I would say, where it's dissonant like Sonic Youth. And I really like the dichotomy of beauty and noise, and how that's life. That's life.
Totally.
You have noise, you have beauty, you have awesome moments, you have terrible moments, and that's where they kind of converge together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of why we just kind of coined that term. Not really coined, but use that term. I don't know if there's other bands that use post noise, but it just felt like
that's where
fits.
I think we have an affinity, all three of us, to that kind of like dynamic of like low, quiet beauty, and then just exploding into like crazy, noisy kind of thing, but keeping it controlled and building tension and release kind of thing.
Tension and release. That's an audio school thing.
Is it?
Yeah. Tension and
I
release.
think it's more
or
of
maybe drama school. Maybe.
Yeah. I personally, I love noise in music. It's literally that, right? Like something that kind of breaks through the beautiful fold and just kind of, it's that anxiety. But people have been doing some crazy stuff with it. There's this like one band I've been listening to. Their name is Enola Gay. And they're
I know Enola Gay.
they rock. They're amazing. I love them. But they have this one song called Cold about their friend who was constantly going to the hospital all the time. It's a little bit more shoegazy than it is like noise rock, but like still kind of bringing that idea of like putting noise into it but making it beautiful. But
yes.
Yeah. So you worked with Steve Albini on Bury the Sun. What was that like?
Yeah, it was surreal. It was I had to float between being a fan and a professional, and being starstruck and being an artist. And just as Chris was mentioning earlier, that when we were preparing to do the show on February 8th, we had to really know our parts because it's like the old school way of recording. You got to know exactly what you're doing and just pull it off. And that's the reason why I wanted to record with him, just to capture the raw energy of the music. So there was the tension of trying to get everything down and also learning who he is as a person. And then just being starstruck. and watching him like doing all the mic placements, which he's famous for, is like all the mic placements in his room. So it was a lot of learning, and it was starstruck, and it was an amazing experience. And we did a whole album, recorded and mixed in 6 days.
6 days?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it was tense. It was tense, but I'm so happy we did it. Yeah.
Totally. Man, it's so whack, like being able to work with a guy like Steve. For the people at home, Steve Albini worked on In Utero with Nirvana. Yeah.
And I also that was also another thing I loved about it, that I knew I was in a studio playing on instruments that PG Harvey played on and Nirvana played on and the Pixies played on. That was also very surreal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's famous for being an analog guy, like just like recording to tape, like you said, just band to tape, not all this editing or digital stuff later. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It starts right at recording.
Yeah.
Like it takes a lot to get like really good recording technique. Like takes practice.
Oh yeah, and that's what he was famous for, his analog recording technique. And I would just watch him, like with the mic placements. He knew exactly what he was doing. It was awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Rip Steve Albini.
Rip Steve Albini. As people who are and have been independent artists, what challenges and rewards come with being an independent band in the industry and Kelowna itself?
Woo! Do you want to start with that one?
Can you say that again?
What as like an independent artist, what challenges come with being an independent artist in the industry and Kelowna itself?
It's because it's sparse here. It's kind of like you're on your own, and if there are there's other people around. If there's a community around, it's very few people. That's just how it feels. But I mean, I haven't lived here that long. I'm older. I haven't played in other bands with anybody else.
For a long time.
Yeah, for a long time, and especially here. I guess that's the main challenge.
The community.
But I didn't really I personally wasn't really looking. You guys just kind of happened. Like we just kind of like all of a sudden kind of
well,
came together.
isn't that the way though? Like if you're looking for a spouse, you're never gonna find that spouse. It's kind of fate kind of puts you in the direction of finding a spouse, right? As soon as you stop looking, then you start seeing other things.
Yeah, I feel like if I were younger and I wanted to start something and be a part of a community, it would be very challenging here. And I would just from experience, being in more populated areas with just more creative people, just more access to people.
Yes, for sure.
To other artists.
Yep.
Yeah, Kelowna's in a kind of awkward stage where it's not quite a big city
Growing
yet to
pains.
support an arts community consistently, or especially an arts community that is a bit of a niche, right? That we are really.
Like maybe there's a folk country.
Yeah, there's certain
here?
pockets that are definitely supported here, but then post noise rock, probably not one
There's
of them.
not a venue for that.
So the challenge
Except
is
for my
getting people
basement.
out, and people will say, "Oh yeah, when you gonna play a show? Oh, this weekend. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
People
I
are
see.
very
Yeah,
interested in
yeah,
supporting
yeah.
you, but they have other things going on.
Yeah.
and stuff.
Fair
And
enough.
it's
That's
always,
life and
it's
stuff.
always
We
hard to
just
get
don't really
people
fit
out
in
consistently. Yeah.
really anywhere.
And it's very much a social media kind of thing now too, right? Like, which she's very good at.
That's something I need to get better at too.
Yeah, me too.
We have our Instagram, but I'm the one on it very rarely. I like to do more stuff like this, and even on my personal Instagram, I post maybe once every 5 months.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like playing shows and
I
playing
do too.
music, and that's
do
what I
too.
love doing. Not making content for
I don't
the
love it.
interwebs.
Don't
Like,
get me wrong.
you know,
I don't love it, but it's the
yeah,
it's the nature of the
necessary
beast
evil.
now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tool. That's kind of
It's a
what
tool,
it is.
Yeah.
And it
It's
can be
reality.
useful. Yeah. Also, kind of like along the same question of being an independent artist, what's it like being like a female artist and female-fronted band in Kelowna?
Well, I wouldn't actually ask that question.
Okay.
I would say, what's it like being in a post-rock band, in a post-noise rock band in Kelowna? Because of course I'm female, but I'm also queer, and I also want to steer away from any kind of stereotypes of why anybody is watching us. It's because there's a queer woman in the band.
Okay.
With that said, it's hard. It's hard. I mean, because I've been doing this since the 90s, and I'm still getting asked to get off stage, or asked to, or being talked down to because I look like I don't know what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? So there's that hard aspect.
I think that just fuels her, though.
It fuels me?
A little bit.
To what?
Well, I mean, that pisses you off, so it makes you kind of go harder.
Ah, yes.
I mean,
yes, yeah.
it's
It's
not
true.
a good thing. I'm not saying
No,
it's
it's
a good
true.
thing.
Like some of the video content that we do is like
It's the anger's there.
the anger's there, and you could that the beauty and the noise life is like that, right? So it does fuel me, and it fuels my writing, but it also makes it difficult to exist as a female or a queer artist. That's why I started Girls to the Front, right? Because I wanted to give the stage for people who don't normally get the chance just because of sexism or homophobia or whatever. So, and because I've been doing it so long and getting pushed off the stage or whatever, I've built up a little bit of a thick skin to be able to push back. So it's hard, but also I feel like I have a thick skin, and I can stand up for me and for other people that need it. Yeah.
Before we go on, sorry if I pulled a tough spot, a tender spot there.
No, it's totally fine. You know what? I want real conversations. Cool. So, and totally fine.
Cool.
I hope you don't think that I was being harsh at all.
I like that you said that. Like,
Okay.
you would rather we just stay like you would.
I'm a band. Like I would never. You
band.
would never ask a all guy band what's it like to be in an all guy band.
true.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah. No problem. I'm a bitch. I'm a fucking bitch. Just kidding. I like real life. Now I got him all flustered.
No. It was at first I was a bit like, oh shit, but.
No, really, it does not bother me at all. I just like speaking my mind. So if you're okay with me speaking my mind, and
No, please. That was great.
awesome.
That was awesome.
Awesome.
Okay. What is Off-White House Records?
Oh. Do you guys know what Off-White House Records is?
It's her label.
Yeah, but where did it come from?
Because you used to live in an off-white house in Vancouver, so
Correct.
it was named after that.
After the house you lived in.
That's right.
And it's a label that she started as kind of a cooperative idea because she had some friends that needed some help, and so there's some Belgian bands. I think there's maybe one or two from France, and
Yep.
there's some Canadian bands and American bands, and that's about all I know.
That is a lot. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it in a nutshell. Pretty much. It
Cool.
started as a label for me to release stuff for Down the Lees. Like I said, it was only stuff that I recorded, and I was like, just put it on a label. And then the pandemic happened, and that's when I was meeting lots of people who were like record albums in their room while they're isolated for years, being in the pandemic, and they're like, can you help me release it? I said, sure. I'm not doing anything now. Everything was canceled for me too as a musician, so let's open it up. And that's how that happened.
Cool. Okay. So your album Dirt, it was about the Okanagan fires.
That's
that
right.
happened in 2023. We kind of listened to it and we found that there was kind of like a double meaning. Like the line, "Please don't douse my flame," kind of felt like it was about like fighting an uphill battle. And we kind of related that, like, it's kind of like whether it's like in music or in life, like it can be applied to like both climate change and just any kind of like situation you're in. Like, don't douse my flame, right?
Exactly.
How does putting those emotions into music like help you contextualize or cope with these kind of feelings?
For me, it's I get very wound up about the state of the world. Right? I
Comes
don't
with
know
the
how
territory of
people
a punk.
don't get wound up if they're just like, oh, it's fine. They put their blinders on. I'm like, I can't. I get so wound up about it. And so I could not channel it into something and it actually affect other parts of my life, like my family, my relationships, my work relationships. If I didn't channel it into music or something, then everything else in my life would be really tense and crazy. So I feel like music is my, lack of a better word, journaling to get that anxiety out of my body and put it out to the world, and maybe other people resonate with it. But that's how I deal with it. I just kind of put it down or write it, and I put it down, and then I get on stage and really let it fly, and that's where the anxiety goes. That's how I funnel it. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this project, I'm more like, I mean, the meanings of the songs are coming from the lyrics and coming from Laura, really. So you're trying to convey that. But I mean, as a drummer, and you're not singing words, you're trying to convey ideas and just support the vision of the song. So you're really kind of, my job is to, again, like, build up that tension and
He's
and
really
deliver
good at that. He knows
deliver
how to build
the
it up.
punch when you need to deliver the punch, and build things and you know, keep it solid when it's solid. Like, I mean, I honestly, I don't even listen to, or I should say, lyrics aren't, they're important to me, but they're not the most, like, the most important thing for me as a musician is like how it sounds. Like, it could be just gibberish lyrics and like, that's wicked.
Yeah.
Right. And then
Yeah.
then you read the lyrics and like, oh, that's even better, another meaning. But you know, for me as a musician, it's more sonically, that's where I focus on.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of resonate with that because, like, when I listen to a song, the lyrics kind of just really, like, contextualize, like, the overall feeling of the audio. Like,
Yeah. I mean, there's the Bob Dylan kind of side of things where it's poetry and it's all about the words. And then there's stuff like We Play. It's kind of, I wouldn't say more about the music, because the lyrics and the idea are obviously an important part of the meaning of the song, but it's very much about the vibe of it, right? Yeah. And the sound of it.
Yeah, totally.
The example that you used of don't douse my flame, I think, like, I think of the music and the lyrics as being very much together, though I'm not the lyricist or anything. But to me, something like "Don't You Douse My Flame" is an inner voice of an artist saying, you know, don't splash water on my light. Like, this is what I'm.
I love that.
What
Don't
I'm really
splash
trying,
water on my light.
This is what and
He's never said that
to have so much sonic power behind it. I feel like it really, you really want to capture that feeling of not uncertainty, like a flailing uncertainty, because I know how that feels, being insecure as an artist, but the confidence of just sonic, you know, force behind it. like to me it really goes together, and it helps to kind of to push it out there, like not only for people to listen, but also to like I'm sure like when you're saying that, you know, with everything, with all of us behind you, that it's just like it just gives you more.
It gives me balls.
Yeah, it's big balls, big
balls.
set of balls.
I have a big set of balls when I'm singing that song.
Yep. I can see it. I can see it. As Weightless said, it's just rock hard with hard cocks. Okay. This is my last question for the evening.
Okay.
I think it's a very important question, particularly with like the young artists in town here. What advice do you have for young artists? Like they already know that like they have passion for music and they want to play, but well, like what's next? How do they navigate the industry side of things?
I'm still trying to figure that out. And I've been doing it for 30 years.
Yeah, it's always changing.
It's always changing.
Believe in yourself, one, right? Don't let other people talk you out of things. Like,
yeah, just do it. Also, don't let yourself talk you out of things.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and just get out there and
think
do
it's
it.
people.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear lots of young bands don't even play a show. Sometimes they have a hard time putting together a song because they're just too focused on sitting around discussing it. It's like, how do we make this perfect? And it's like, you don't. Like, you make fuck ups. Like, you make mistakes.
You can't get to that level without getting out on the stage and making those mistakes and learning that process. Like, you can't get there in the practice room. You have to have that. You have to do that to learn that.
And that includes like playing to an empty room or playing to rooms of people like, you know, telling you to get off the stage, or just all kinds of things. Like, I'm sure as a female artist, it even like it goes so much further how bad it can get.
It can get bad, but also I think it's not only is it getting out and being on stage, but it's meeting your community in person and not online, getting offline and meeting people, because that's, you never know, you're going to meet the next person who's designing your t-shirt, or you're meeting somebody else who wants to release your cassette, or you're meeting somebody else who's replacing your singer because they're terrible, or I don't know, whatever. It's meeting people and building something together and building a big community, and that's how we get that's how we get venues, or lack of a better word, youth houses that kind of come out from the rafters. It's really building community and lifting each other up, I think.
Nice. Anyway, thank you. I loved that, guys.
Did you like it?
I really did.
I really liked it too.
I loved.
It
I
felt
loved
like a
having you guys.
real interview. Like, look at this couch.
You know, like, look at that light.
Like, this is
look
not
at that fucking light.
look at that light. This
Yeah,
is
we're
like
the real
MTV
deal.
shit, man.
What can
I
we
really
say?
appreciate it.
We're great.
and I appreciate you having a real talk. So that's great.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
too.
I appreciate you, and I really
Yeah.
thank you for inviting us to do this.
And hope you get to do this a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're hoping to. But
Yeah.
guys, it was an absolute treat having you as our first guests. And everyone out there, that was Down the Lees. Thank you so much. You can check them out on Instagram at Down the Lees. And you can check out Off-White Records at offwhiterecords.com.
Off-White House Records.
Off-White, oh my God, Off-White House Records.
It's
What
the
a
Off-White House. It's the Off-White.
We'll cut it. No, don't worry about it. Or what is it? Fix it in post.
We'll fix it in post. That's what we do all the time too.
Well, anyway, thank you for watching. Thanks, guys.
Perfect.
you.
Thanks.
That was
That was great. Can we get a photo? Could someone